To be back in this incredible state and here in the 3rd District. And I'm always so grateful to join our great Vice President and our amazing Congressman out on the road, especially at a hard-working small business like Point Precision. I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. But let's be clear, the Trump administration knows that there's nothing small about small business. In fact, President Trump tells me all the time, Kelly, small business is big business, and it's true. Friends, this administration gets it. Both President Trump and Vice President Vance lived and worked in the real world, and that's why Main Street is coming back. Over the last year, the Trump administration and our partners in Congress, we have focused on one thing. That thing is putting America's families, workers, and small businesses first again. Now, it's about you. This is about you. You are the hardworking Americans who get the job done every single day. You're rebuilding our nation brick by brick. You endured 4 years of record high prices, and you overwhelmingly voted to send Donald J. Trump back to the White House. Thank you for that. Thank you. And since that day, President Trump, Vice President Vance, and their cabinet has worked tirelessly for you, with urgency, with resolve, and without apology to make America great again. So, we're reversing 4 long years of Bidenomics. It hurt you, your family, and Main Street. Now, did anyone watch the State of the Union on Tuesday? Oh, good. Yes, of course. That was so good. President Trump made it very clear. We're bringing back the nation that we all knew, where freedom and grit, not the government, created generational opportunity. And the president said it best. The great betrayal is over, and hardworking Americans will never be forgotten again. You know, it's really a turnaround for the ages. For the next 250 years, together we're cleaning up massive wasteful spending, the fraud that sent your hard-earned dollars to Somalia, and the Democrats' open borders that imported violent criminals into our communities. After 4 disastrous years, it took Republicans just 12 months to turn it around. We're reducing Biden's massive inflation and high interest rate to 5-year lows. We're cutting regulatory red tape. We restored drill, baby, drill, and clean, beautiful coal. And importantly, especially for great places like this, we're ending the globalist trade imbalance that sent your jobs overseas. We recently have become aware that Made in America is back because we are a nation of builders, and that's happening right here in Plover at Point Precision. Now, the mainstream media and the liberal elites said what Republicans did couldn't be done, that we simply had to accept managed decline and dependency. Well, they were dead wrong, because all we needed was a new president. Now, you've heard this. You know that the working family tax cuts means thousands of dollars back into the bank accounts and pockets of hardworking families. But we also know that every single Democrat voted no against your tax refund, against your tax cut. Despite that, Republicans got the job done for you. And here's what it means. You know what it means. No tax on tip, overtime, Social Security. It's expanded child tax credits. It's the $1,000 Trump accounts. It's the health savings accounts. The list goes on. And for small businesses like this one, it's making sure that tax rate is certain, the lower tax rate and accelerated depreciation so that they can invest more, hire, and grow right here in this local community. It's the most Main Street tax bill in American history. Now, every rational American understands that lower taxes are a good thing. But you saw it at the State of the Union. Congressional Democrats refused to stand or even applaud things like $4 trillion in tax cuts, voter ID, keeping boys out of girls' sports, and the basic principle that the security of American citizens should always come before criminal illegal aliens. So this is really a battle of common sense versus crazy, but let's be honest. Democrats owe hardworking Americans like all of you more than applause. They owe you an apology. They drove up inflation, opened the borders, wrapped America in red tape, and scammed our farmers and manufacturers with the Green New Deal garbage that cost us trillions of dollars. Now, President Trump, Vice President Vance, and congressional majority did not break it, but they are going to fix it. They're fighting for you, not for big government, not for the Green New Deal radicals, or for fraudsters sending your tax dollars overseas, but for workers, for Main Street job creators, our veterans, and our families who make our nation great. Just like Team USA, who brought home the gold, President Trump and, yeah, let's hear it for Team USA. They brought home the gold. President Trump and Vice President Vance are bringing home the golden era. Now, none of this would have been possible without their decisive actions. And there is no one who believes in the American worker and in American industry more than our amazing Vice President, JD Vance. You all, yeah, let's hear it for JD. We're excited, he's coming up. You all know the story of his humble beginnings, and now he's in the Oval Office as the second most powerful man in the world and probably the coolest vice president we've ever had. Now, most importantly, he's a man of deep faith, the father of 4, with his beautiful wife and second lady, Usha Vance. He and President Trump do it all for hardworking Americans like you, who make our nation exceptional. And that's why he's here today, back in Wisconsin, standing proudly with you to restore the American dream for generations to come. So please join me in welcoming the 50th and the greatest Vice President in American history, JD Vance.